claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life.
So today I have some small fishes to fry, such as the fact that I'm an ED admin, a plagiarist, and even a pedophile. I'm going to start with the accusations of me being a plagiarist, since they're the most common and the most easy to follow. This rumour was spearheaded by Micah's Island, who is now on my Skype contacts, so I assume we're on good terms. But he has said that my video, Stand Up For What You Believe In, which was archived in my BurnCoalition and Hindsight video, was plagiarism. Which I can concede. If you pair up the clips with my video and the Amazing Atheist video, you will notice that I am flat out plagiarizing him.
The only way to succeed human progression is to speak out against the majority.
Because if we don't defy nature, progress is impossible.
If the crowd is telling you to say yes and you truly think that you should say no, say no.
If you think the answer to a question is no, and everyone around you says that you should say yes, then say no.
Hence why I put them in BurnCoalition in Hindsight as a way to acknowledge that I was emulating other YouTubers, something I admitted numerous times in the video.
However, I do have to say, there was a time in my YouTube career when I was at par with all these people. Back then, I was a moron. And back then, I tried too hard to be something which I'm not, which was David. For those of you unaware, David was a content creator who specialised in being edgy, controversial, flamboyant, and constant jump cuts. And what happens when you try to emulate a bad ranter? You yourself become bad.
Now, saying that video was plagiarism in my BurnCoalition Hindsight video, where I admit that I plagiarized other people, is pointless. The last two accusations that Mike made against me are honestly so pointless, and since I've already addressed them, that's why I'm saying that this is small fishes to fry, so I will go over them quickly. My Marilyn Manson top 10 list. Apparently I copied TJ. Now, that video is pretty flawed. It's an old video, but I still keep it up so people can see my music taste back then. Of course, there was an overlap as his video influenced mine, hence why I credited him in the description, so that wasn't me being a plagiarist. There's a difference between taking influence and citing your sources and copying someone verbatim and not crediting them, or denying it. And then there's the Saw review that I did, which was apparently me copying YMS. You know, the video I made to cover points that YMS omitted, not to copy what he said verbatim. In fact, it's interesting with that video because a lot of people have commented on it, saying that I didn't copy enough points, I didn't cover it enough. However, the reason I did that video was to basically address points that he hadn't brought up, discuss the movies in general, and leave it at that. Of course, there'd be an overlap in some of the points he said, as there would be for any other Saw review ever. Take Confused Matthew's review as an example, or any other review that's made on the Saw movies will repeat the same points that I made, Confused Matthew made, and YMS made. Now, the last claims are so silly, bizarre, and even admitted by the person who came up with the accusations is completely false. So all I'll say is, yeah, he made the accusations to scare me, intimidate me, and make me flee the internet. However, when I confronted him on the bold accusations, the only person who left the internet and fled like a little girl was him. So that was it. Some small fishes to fry, some small points to fry, some small ideas to cover, and some ideas to basically give context for anyone that sees these points made against me. You've heard it from here. A lot of them are baseless, proofless, and retarded, and the people who make the claims normally squirm up in fear and hide like little girls. You couldn't take them seriously even if you fucking wanted to, because every time they make an accusation, they apologize or run away like girls. There's pointless and no reason to ever take these fucking people seriously. So that's all I have to say.